Sup, Roman? Hey, Marvin. Hey, nice fight against Chris Curtis, but you gotta admit a little bit of an early stoppage, right? That wasn't me. Oh, for sure. We used to train together, Extreme Couture. You know your pants are on backwards, right? Oh, right. There we go. That that doesn't fix it.
Hello, welcome to my couch. If I sound congested, it's because I am. But no excuses. We have a lot of really good fights to go over, a lot of interesting characters. We have an unexpected rematch. I mean, how many of you saw this coming? I mean, I'll tell you one thing. Marvin didn't see it coming. He didn't even know that this was happening. I don't know, like 2 months ago, he thought he was fighting a different Roman. Yeah, so he wasn't expecting the matchup. We weren't expecting the matchup, but we're going to check it out anyway. Lots of new faces, a lot of people who haven't tasted defeat, and a lot of people with some hype around them coming into the UFC. We have several debuts this fight night. Do you like coffee? If so, what's your favorite coffee drink? I'm a cappuccino person or latte. I love them equally. So I don't know exactly what I was thinking with the thumbnail. I feel like this is what was on my mind with the main event because both gentlemen kind of have a brutish vibe to them. And the first fight did give two bucks sparring. That was the energy that it was giving. So, other than that, I really can't explain it just because it's fun. And I like deer. So, our agenda is an interesting one. We got a rematch. Middleweight top 15. The wrong Roman? Question mark. Again, Marvin Vettori didn't even know who he was fighting. Interestingly enough. Apex punishment again, of course. We can't get away from the Apex, and many of the people who are fighting just fought on the Apex in their last fight. And I feel bad for them. It's really global. We have a lot of different nations being represented. Pretty typical, of course, of the UFC, but I think this night in particular has a lot of flags, and here they all are. Lots of flags, lots of new faces. Sometimes I start at the main event and then go backwards in time, but I think this time we'll go ahead and we'll start from the beginning, from the first fight that we're going to see, and we'll make our way to the Vettori Dolidze drama. There's no drama. There really is not. But we'll start there, okay? So let's go to our prelims. We have a lot of fights on this card. There's a lot. These amazing prelims are sponsored by none other than Deoxys, our legendary genderless phenom. More than one phenom on this card. So thank you, Deoxys, for sponsoring these prelims and giving your much needed energy into this card. We begin with some really lovely flyweights, two incredible women that I'm very interested to get to know more of their fight styles and their personalities. Nessie Dubin. Okay, she is a young up-and-comer who had a really shining start on the Dana White's Contender Series. I mean, a brutal KO. And she is going to be having her UFC debut. So this is our first fight that we're going to see in the night. Some really high striking accuracy for this woman. Okay, 64%. That is, yeah, so she's a headhunter. If you watch any of her fights back, you can see she's not really aiming for anything other than your skull. She's known a lot of life adversity, and I feel as though she carries that with her, her awareness. She's just very there. She's checked in, okay? And she's a manifester. She's a visualizer. That's what she likes to do before going out there and squaring it off. Okay. Before the fight, most people will be hitting the mitts, but you might find her sitting there meditating, essentially visualizing her victory. So she's a deep thinker. But she's fought a lot of unexperienced people, so it's hard to know how she will do against people who have themselves faced some more competition, and she is going against Carly Judas. So Carly, Crispy Carly, what a name. She is a cutie, unfortunately coming off of 2 split decision losses. Dang it. Also Dana White's Contender Series and UFC debut. So she knows war because split decision, i.e., it was a war. And right now it's do or die. So when you're coming off of 2 split decision losses, you really got to get yourself back in the win column. So there might be a little bit more hesitancy on Carly's side. And she's really trying to land that head kick. So watch out for that. That's definitely her signature, is she'll be trying to fling that up and look for the knockout that way. 3-2 in last 5. It says again because there's a lot of people on this fight card that are 3-2 in their last 5. It's like the lucky number. She's a Southern Belle. Shout out Louisiana. And I want her to win, even though I like both of them, just because there's more at stake. And those 2 split decision losses, man, this fight should definitely be a lot of good energy. Then we have a lightweight scrap. So Markel Medeiros, 28, TKO KO boy, you know, that's what he's going to be looking for. He's on a 7-fight win streak right now. Okay, so he's been rolling high. This is his second UFC appearance, so someone else trying to find their way. Dana White's Contender Series, of course. He will hit all the targets, so you want to get out of the way. You definitely want to get out of the way because he's definitely versed with the leg kicks. He's super jabby and he's super leg kicky. Yep, Goddess's hero, as many people. He's jabby. Very, very jabby, and has only tasted defeat but once. And he is going against Evan Elder, the Phenom. Look at that little smile there. Similar age. He's been chasing that pro dream, though, since he was 15. So he's been manifesting as well. He's going to go for the body. So we have a leg kicker, and we got somebody who's going to get that body action. Shout out St. Louis. Shout out Syndicate MMA, training with some greats. He's got 4 KO wins and 4 first-round finishes. So, yeah, if he's going to get you out, probably going to be early. Yeah, 3-2 in his last 5. There's the lucky number again, and he sets it up really well with the jab. So we have 2 jabbers. We have 2 people who love to set it up. These are 2 set-uppers. Oh, my God. 2 guys looking for the setup. GSP is his favorite fighter, and he has a very good inner circle. The way that he speaks about the people around him, just seems like he lives a healthy life, that he's got people motivating him around him that are healthy and in good mind. And I like to see that. And look at that smile. Is that not the smile of a man with a healthy inner circle? Okay, actually, you never know. You never know, but he does. So that will be very jabby. That's some lightweights. Then we roll our way to bantamweights, women's bantamweight. Hello, Josie versus Priscilla. So Priscilla, you know her. You know Zombie Girl, veteran, 36. She's got some heavy hands. So she's gone on some violent win streaks. But right now she's coming off of 2 submission losses. So we definitely got a little bit of a weakness in the game there. And she found MMA to stay straight. She's somebody who maybe was on a little bit of the wrong path, and a little bit of punchy helped her get on the right one. Her mother is her hero. Good shout out. She's very violent, though. She's got some very, very heavy hands. And she's going against a very accurate, very straight puncher. The much smaller, very small for the bantamweight division, a tiny little 5'3", Josie, okay, straight puncher. Controls the space, using that Muay Thai, also heavy hands, also violent. This is going to be violent. When they booked this, they were thinking violence, if you ask me. They were thinking, I want blood, I want destruction, and I want it here. She was on a 9-fight win streak. Pretty crazy, but coming off of 2 decision losses. So, things are still looking good in terms of damage and well-being. And her dad is her hero. So, fun. Fun bantamweight. That will be violence. That will be violence. And that's what I suspect. Fireworks here. All right. Now we got some flyweights. Okay. Say hello to Andre Lima, Mascote, young 26. This guy, talk about leg kicks. Okay. He is not going for the submission. He's going for the leg chop. He's a very free spirit. But unfortunately, he was bit in the cage. Ew. So this is one tattoo story of the night. So here he is, with the bite mark on his arm that has a tattoo over it now. He got the bite bonus. So unfortunately, he was bit. And that's gross. And I hate that. Ewy. Ewy, ewy. So, if there's anything to know, it's that he was once bit in the cage. And another person with an interesting tattoo is his opponent, Daniel Perez, Spaniard. He's got a very diverse set of striking, so he's going to hit you everywhere. And he's very takedown resistant, so he's not necessarily going for a lot of takedowns himself, but good luck trying to get him, because he's good at stuffing those. He's got 7 wins by KO, though, so that's definitely what he's going for himself, except he's also going for the submission as well. But 9 first-round finishes, so a lot of time when this guy gets it done, it's in the first round. Out of those 17 wins, okay, more than half right away. So how's that durability? But let me know this, okay? What is this? First of all, tell me what language this is, if you can. And then tell me what this says. I'm very curious. So let me know. Because this isn't Spanish. That's not Spanish. So let me know. We got some fun bantamweights next. Say hello to Josias Musasa, the KO Wizard. I like that. And for real. Okay? He really is so far. Hasn't tasted defeat yet though, so confidence now, right? He's got 5 first round finishes. Hello. And he went on a 7-fight TKO KO streak, coming off of a Dana White's Contender Series split decision war. So we got 2 people on this card who went split decision war on the Dana White's Contender Series, and now he's making his UFC debut. Welcome. And he is going against Carlos Vera, who is trying to get back into the win column, okay? So this is his second UFC appearance, but he's coming off of a loss, and you know how it is, okay? A lot of people have a 3-fight contract. And if this is number 2 and he loses again, it might not matter what happens in the next one. So Mr. Pequeño, we'll be wishing you well. So he's primarily a decision or submission winner. So he's kind of the opposite of the KO Wizard. He's going to be looking to grind this one out or make him tap it. But there we go, some exciting bantamweights making their way. Do you know them? Going up. Making our way to some light heavyweight action. The Gorilla. Okay, this is really not an original nickname. If you're going to make Gorilla be your nickname, you have to do something with it. You have to make it not just the Gorilla. It's too basic. Anyway, he's a striker. He's coming off of a split decision win. We got a lot of splitties. This is his 4th UFC appearance. 1-2 so far, so it's, we're getting do or die here. He fought 3 times, though, in 2024. So maybe we gotta chill? Maybe we have to relax a little bit? I don't know. 3 times, that's the max. But he's keeping that momentum going. And he suffered a devastating TKO in his debut. I mean, yuck. He took some unneeded damage. So we're going to see how that may or may not affect him against his opponent, Dayar Nurgozai, the Kazakh, 27, another person who hasn't tasted defeat. What is with this? He's coming from Eagle FC over to the Dana White's Contender Series. He has 6 TKO says KO wins, 2 submissions, and 2 decisions, so he'll get it done anywhere. Tobet top team. That's dope. I love that. Top team going around the world, right? Oh, Deoxys. And he is 3-2 in his last 5. A lot of people are. He's ready for that ground and pound. Yo, let me tell you this. Those submission wins usually come after a lot of damage. So this one's a bit of a do or die on one aspect. He can afford to lose. His opponent can't. We're going strawweight. Sam Hughes. Okay. Sam Page. Now that's what I'm talking about. Now that's a nickname. Sam Page. She's game. She's coming as a replacement 3 times. And she is a very active fighter. So give some claps, give some snaps for Sam Page for making it happen for us and being game. She is a sweetie. Oh my gosh. Sweetie alert. 3-2 in her last 5. Lucky number much. And she usually wins and loses by decision. So watch for the decision with Sam Hughes. What a gamer. Absolute gamer. Absolute gamer, absolute wrestling. And she's going against Stephanie Luciano. Rondiha. I think this might be our youngest person on the card. LFA, and then some quick appearances on Jungle Fight. This is going to be her second UFC appearance. She is making her way. Last time she was at the Apex, and of course they're just going to bring her right back here. Welcome back to the Apex. She's looking for the finish. And oftentimes, she's really trying to get it with that flying knee. So watch out for the flying knees. That's what she's going to be looking for. She's a sweetie as well. She's definitely a fighter at heart. She's one of those people that smiles in there when the pain comes. So, take note of that. Take note of that. People who enjoy the pain, they're always to be wary of. And she's definitely one of those folks. So that would be a good thing, though. Look out for her. Look out for those flying knees. And then we get our featured prelim of the night. Hello, Ryan Spann versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. Ryan Spann, you know him. You know Superman Spann. He's 33 years old, but legend in the game. I mean, he's been up, he's been down. 22-10. We've been up, we've been down. LFA to early Dana White's Contender Series. So we got a lot of new people from the Dana White's Contender Series, but he is, I think that's season 1 or 2, 2018. Yeah, he's finding his way in heavyweight now, though. If you know Ryan Spann, you know that he's been a light heavyweight primarily, but he weighed in chubby in 2022. He came in chubs. A lot of times when fighters get a little older, they may move up in a weight class just to take a little bit less of a beating on their body with that weight cut. Ryan Spann has fought some greats. Okay, he's been there, he's done that, which they have not given him an easy road. He's particularly susceptible to submissions as a loss, but he also wins that way. Usually when Ryan Spann is winning because of a submission, it's after he's caused a lot of damage. So it's not usually that he'll jump right into a submission, but it's after kind of beating you and then he jumps on you. That's how he gets you. He's a 3-time performance of the night. So he has an exciting fight in him, and he's 2-3 in his last 5. 3-2, 2-3. Anyway, you know him. He's heavy hands. He's huge. Oh my gosh. He's 6'5", so no wonder. It makes sense. He's built to be a heavyweight, making light heavyweight. Yeah, that's Ryan Spann. Who's Ryan Spann? He's going against someone who has been making their way in the UFC. So Waldo Cortez Acosta, shout out to the Dominican Republic. Salsa boy. I think what he means is like salsa dancing, like boxing is... because he's a boxer by trade mainly. You're kind of like doing a little salsa in there, but I thought, why not put some chips and dip in there on there too, okay? Because I like chips. He's a Dana White's Contender Series as well, but 2022, he's 5-1 in the UFC, so he's been doing very, very well. Definitely gained a lot of momentum for himself. Definitely time that he fights somebody who we all know, Mr. Superman Spann, and he's only lost via decision. So the chin is looking good. He wants the takedown, often gets it, but is a boxer primarily. Fun fact, trained a little with GSP at TriStar Gym. That's our Deoxys sponsored prelims. Thank you again to Deoxys for sponsoring us. Not monetarily, but in spirit. I mean, look at these. Deoxys is locked in. But we made our way to the main event. A lot of really great competition on this main event, leading up to a rematch that I don't think anyone was really planning for. First fight of the night, Bantamweight. We're going AJ Cunningham versus Su Young Yu. Okay? Who are they? If you don't know, AJ, I don't blame you because he's coming off of a UFC debut loss via TKO. Ruh-roh. And the Savage of Arkansas is 3-2 in his last 5. That's basically the story, okay? And he's going against Su Young Yu, Jiu-Jitsu, who is the Road to the UFC Season 3 winner, and he can do it all. He wants the sub. This is his 3rd UFC appearance. Never been submitted. Pretty humble, yet amped. These are 2 people who you might not know a lot about, and they're going to try to change that. AJ is going to try to save his career, coming off of a debut loss of such devastation, but we believe in him. Okay. Arkansas. This is kind of weird because I think that AJ was fighting at lightweight before, and now we're coming down 2 weight classes. Be suspicious of this bout, if you ask me. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. But that's weird. And fish. It's smelling fish. I do definitely think this is set up in Jiu-Jitsu's favor. And I'm just really not sure about what's going on with AJ. What's the story here? What's the story with that 30% striking accuracy? What's the story with moving down 2 weight classes? Why are we 5'10" and trying to be bantamweight? I mean, some of us can be, but anyway. So, there you go. Starting off the card with some faces that you might not know yet. But up next are some bantamweights I think you do know, perhaps. Cody Gibson going against Amon Blackshear. Keep our eyes on this bout. Cody the Renegade Gibson, or Gibby, as I affectionately refer to him as. 37 years old. We're passing it. We're 3-2 in our last 5. There it is again. He's coming off 2 wins though, and they looked really solid. He was looking really good. He's never been slept, but he has been submitted. But, in terms of durability at the age of 37, looking good. And he was looking really good in his last 2 fights. He had a UFC stint, was cut, and then made it back. Hello, tough. He was the runner-up. He's also a middle school PE teacher, okay, currently. And he has taught history and economics as well. I love him. Gibby. Okay. How could you not root for this man? Success just in life. Okay, not necessarily to beat Damone Blackshear, but just you gotta root for this guy in life. What a man. He's inspiring the youth. I wish that I had a UFC fighter as my middle school PE teacher. That is very cool. Nice guy. Super nice guy. And he's going against Damone Blackshear, who I'm sure you know. DeMonster. That is such a cute nickname. That is not meant to be intimidating. That is meant to be cute. Because his name is Damone the Monster. Look at this, and that's the energy. I put as many of these little guys as I could find. That's the energy that Damone gives. He's a really sweet guy, but he's got, those eyes are always a little locked in, a little too locked in. Sticky submittee. This guy sticks. This guy's glue. If he's any of the little monsters that are in the PowerPoint right now, it's the one with tentacles. It's any of the ones that have tentacles. It's the one right there that has 4 arms instead of 2. Yes. Twister, anyone? That's a nasty submission to achieve. I think that there's only a handful of Twister submissions that have ever even occurred in the UFC that even occur in mixed martial arts at the highest level. Okay, sure. You might be able to get a Twister in your, amateur scene where, people don't know what to do. But when you're going against people that have like their own submission credit, that is just, you got to be the monster to land something like that. And he has never been submitted himself. Okay, so it really, really comes around full circle. He is an absolute rear naked choke expert. And I think he's going to be looking for the RNC with our boy Gibby, specifically. Gibby is a bit susceptible to submissions in general, and I don't want to say that's an easy one, but it's a classic. And Damone is so calm. Oh my gosh. He is seriously a film study. He's always saying it's in the details. And when he got that Twister, he said that he was planning for that. I don't know how you plan. Yeah. 3 It says 3-5 in last 5. That's not how math works. It's supposed to be 3-2, okay, like everybody else. And he's coming off of a submission win in November. Not too much damage. So ready to go again. Ready to go again against Gibby. I think a lot of people are going to have Damone Blackshear on this one, especially given the obvious weaknesses. I do want to see just a competitive fight. Let's go. And then we're moving on. This next fight, there is someone who I am very much so rooting for and someone who I am not so much rooting for. I think you may know them both. We have a very important lightweight matchup between Kurt Holobaugh and Alexander Hernandez. Kurt the Hurt. Very good nickname. We got a Southern Belle. Shout out to Louisiana. We got 2 Louisiana fighters on this card. He sounds just like Dustin Poirier. It's because they're from Louisiana and they're from a similar generation. It's pretty cute how similar their accents are. 38, he is our other elder other than Gibby. We got a few elders. Okay, we actually have okay, they're not elders, but you know what I mean. His UFC history is complicated. So take it back to the days of Strikeforce. Do you remember? Strikeforce to UFC pipeline / Absorbson, because Strikeforce was then absorbed by the UFC, if you don't know, but classic pipeline. He had to claw his way back twice, okay? Titan FC, Dana White's Contender Series #1, Ultimate Fighter, welcome back. He's a BJJ black belt, but he prefers to box. So he has it all. He has that in his arsenal sitting in the back pocket, but he would really like to stand. He's a stander, and he's got a fight of the night win. And you know what? This is, oh my God. He said he likes the apex. He likes the apex. Do you? Okay. Kurt likes the apex. He says it's cool to be able to hear his family cheer for him, and that's cool, but again, you deserve a crowd. You do. Don't believe what people say. You deserve a crowd. And he's going against not my favorite person, Alexander Hernandez, the great ape, I'll say. 32. You know, when he was coming in, there was a lot of hype. Go back in time to 2018. We're talking upset / debut of the year against Beneil Dariush, who he knocks out cold. And everyone is thinking to themselves, oh my God, this kid might be the next thing. Because even think about where Beneil Dariush is right now. Okay, still circulating strong in the top 10. So that was a really big deal. Too bad, okay? He wasn't humble about it, and it came back to bite him. He looks kind of nice. He's mean. This is a mean guy. When he's on, though, he's on. I got to give him credit. When he is on, he is on. He has it in him to put on a really violent, a really explosive performance, which is why he's got this main card spot against Kurt Holobaugh. But you know what? He's been up and he's been down. And ever since that he's been humbled by Donald Cerrone, ooh, it has not looked the same since. He was once with Factory X, but not anymore. Now he's doing his own thing. Oh man, he was being so mean to Cowboy Cerrone leading up to their fight, saying some ugly, nasty things about Cowboy, which is just so weird. Because Cowboy Cerrone, as we all know, is just a sweet man. He's just a nice man. Why would you... But you know what? It didn't work out. He got his face pushed the F in by Mr. Cowboy. And he was thinking he was going to be the next big thing, and look where we are. We are in the world of unranked. And I hope that he gets beat up by another veteran. Yeah, so that's that fight. Lightweight scrapperoo. And we're making our way. We're getting to another hype train. Kevin Vallejos, El Chino. Okay, this is a very curious nickname. Because El Chino really means Chinese. So does Kevin have some Chinese ancestry? I mean, there's plenty of Chinese people in Argentina, so somebody let me know if you know this, because otherwise that's a weird nickname. Okay. He really dominated his regional scene in Argentina, though, let me tell you. Yeah, and that's where all this hype is coming from. He pretty much stayed there. He's 23 years old, and he's already amassed to be a pretty big deal. People are really excited. Samurai Fight House, right now fighting with the Brothers of Life MMA. Never heard of them, but I love that name. Okay, this is his UFC debut. He has a Dana White Contender Series redemption story, and not just any redemption story. His loss on Dana White's Contender Series was to Gene Silva, who didn't finish him. And Gene Silva has, been tearing through people since then. Via decision. That's how he lost. He really wants revenge. So we got a good story set up here. So, if he does well, perhaps we can have those two men meet somewhere down the road. And that'd be very, very cool. He's a true switch, this man. Kevin is a switch. He's a switchy. He can go back and forth, and he's very, very proficient with that striking. He really is a power puncher mainly. Sure, he can, handle the grappling, but it's definitely his weakness, and he really wants the knockout. That's where he likes to find his wins. And he is going against Seungwoo Choi, who has not been doing very well lately. You could consider this a setup, trying to give Kevin an opportunity to propel off of somebody who you may know and I don't think they're anticipating is going to do well. Of course, we never know this. Yeah, he is a former top fighting featherweight champ, the Sting, but he is 1-4 in his last 5. Oh, he's also not a subster though. So I don't think we're going to be seeing much grappling, any grappling at all. Obviously, a little bit on the fence maybe, but these are just going to be two guys who are looking to knock each other the heck out. And Choi was really going for that. His name is Sting for a reason, because he has some really long, really straight punches that, they can knock you out. But he's coming off of a TKO loss himself. Ugh, not good. He has run the performance of the night, and I gotta say this, watch out for the front kicks. So, being a Muay Thai guy, he's very, very front kicky, very, very striky. Straightforward in general, though. So, I anticipate that one will be violent. I think that one will end in a finish. I think Kevin is going to be really explosive out there. Fortunately, he's going against another striker, so it's definitely in his realm. Deoxys, you shouldn't be here anymore. The prelims are over. Okay. No, you can stay. To our co-main event. So, Elizeu Zaleski dos Santos. Let's go. This is our other elder. UFC vet. Oh my gosh. Quirky with it. This man is quirky. Capoeira is his nickname, if that's any indicator on how he likes to style his fights. Yes. Capoeira is his foundation, and for anybody who laughs at that, go away, because unless you're laughing, enjoy, because it's incredible. Maybe he'll show you some of his skills after he wins, because sometimes he likes to throw a couple of flips in there. He is super game. He will come in short notice. He'll do whatever you need. And then he'll stalk you like a cat and kill you with a flying knee. Yeah, speaking of knees, his favorite combination that I've observed is 3-4, 3-4, 3-4, knee. I wouldn't recommend that, personally, but if you're a barbarian, then go for it. He's very sticky on the ground. We got more glue. Fight of the night 3 times. That's what you get for being quirky. Okay? If you're quirky and you put yourself on the line like that, fight of the night, baby. And that's how you get that co-main event spot, right? And he's going against Chidi. Chidi Nijukani. You know Chidi. You know Chidi Chidi Bang Bang. Now that's a nickname. Okay. 36. And yeah, that 36 is a heavy 36 because he's been doing Muay Thai since he was 10 years old. Yeah. Wow. He's been a pro since 2007? Yeah. Former Bellator. Maybe that's where you saw him originally. He's also a former welterweight champ of the Tai Chi promotion, okay? And he was rolling in middleweight, but it's coming down. Pretty accurate striking, 64%. What the heck? He hits as twice as much as he absorbs. He's very, very, very long, very tall, so that helps, keeping people away. Super clinchy. So we got 2 people who want to clinch up and do some crazy stuff going against each other. Everybody wants to take this guy down because you don't want to deal with his limbs. His limbs are brutal. He really goes for the tummy as well when he gets you in the clinch. You don't want to be in the clinch. You don't want to stand with Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, or else he's going to Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. 2-3 in the last 5, and the last 2 were wins, so it's looking really good. And in general, he mostly wins via TKO or KO. Also a performance of the night and fight of the night winner. Crazy fight against RoboCop. That is going to be a limmy matchup. Lots of limbs going crazy. So I don't know who I suspect will perform better, who's going to come out on top. I think it'll be really, really exciting and very strange, and lots of clinch. This one will be a clinch battle for sure. We made it to our main event. Middleweight madness continues. Roman Dolidze against Marvin Vettori for the second time. They basically just fought. I don't know. So, yeah. Roman Dolidze, brute, the Caucasian, weird name. He's 36, but he was a late starter. So, that definitely means something. He wasn't even doing MMA until he was 28. Working with Extreme Couture. He's got a lot of power. He is huge for the middleweight division, and that's already power enough, but he's definitely naturally very powerful, but he can really lose his technique. I think it's because he just has so much faith in himself that when he smells blood, he can't resist. He just goes for it. He's got 8 wins via KO, and 8 of those are first round finishes. Okay? 8-8. Yeah. He also did fight at light heavyweight. So if you look back in his record in the UFC and in general, you'll see some light heavyweight bouts. And what you will see is that this man goes for the head. So as someone who relies more on his power than his technique, those people usually are headhunters. They're not really mixing it up to the body as much. There will be a point, perhaps in this fight, where you will see his hands go all the way to his waist. We're down here at this point. Brave or sketchy? Both, if you ask me. Fought Anthony Smith and Kevin Holland since his last meeting with Marvin, which shows you that it was basically yesterday, 2023. Basically yesterday. Very weird to do it again. I don't really get it. But anyway, yeah. Also, he can be found mewing, as seen in that photo. He is very much so mewing. He is mewing left and right. Gosh, I get this guy away from the mirror. He doesn't need to see himself anymore. He is looking plenty. An absolute serial mewer. He can't stop mewing. And he is going against, for the second time, our favorite goofball. Okay, he's not my favorite goofball, but he is endearingly airheaded at times. The Italian Dream, 31. Talk about energy expenditure. I mean, this man blows energy, but it's just never ending. He has at times lost a bit of wind, but he has 5-round experience and 5-round wars. He has been in a main event 4 different times, I believe. I believe this will be his 5th. One of those of which he dragged Izzy to a split decision. I mean, this guy, he does not give up. He's a machine. Kind of like Merab, the machine, in that way. Just endless cardio and a lot to really back it up. I mean, he's really had that 5-round experience. This man can take a beating. Okay, he has never been finished. He can take a beating. He's never been knocked out. Okay? Head of cement. A head of cement of which human hands cannot crack. It requires a tool. So it seems. He has only lost via decision. This guy cannot be stopped. And he is very, very game. We have to thank Marvin. We have to respect and appreciate him for taking the fight with Fatty Costa, who was like 20 pounds overweight. Oh my God. I can't even believe he said yes to that. And I thank him for showing that. Gamer, he's just such a gamer. You know, this is his life. You can tell that he lives to fight. The fight game is everything to him. This isn't about being a celebrity. This guy lives to fight. And he's been rolling overall, like doing really well, but kind of up and down since the Izzy split loss, 2-2. So, you know, we've done well. We haven't done well, but he takes notes. You know, I have in here that he's a wild boxer who mixes in kicks, and he especially started to mix in kicks after losing to Robert Whittaker, who, as we know, is always looking for the head kick and in general uses his legs to get in there and to deal with what is often the height and reach disadvantage that Robert Whitaker has to overcome. And so after getting bullied by Bobby's kicks, Marvin went and he said, I'm going to Thailand, baby. And he studied up. So let's give him some claps and snaps for that. Whereas Roman Dolidze usually relies on his just brute, pure power. Marvin is somebody who isn't necessarily known for being technical, but he looks technical next to Roman. An odd rematch between number 8 and number 11. Wasn't that long ago that they ran it back, and if you had a chance to check out that first fight, I'm sure that you would also notice that it was close. It was pretty close, and it was definitely a war. I wouldn't say though that I needed to see it again. I'm glad though that it is going to be 5 rounds, because it was clear that by the end of that round 3 that both of them were still ready to go. They were ready to go. Not sure really what the vision is here though, in terms of what next. Let me know. I really am curious to all of your thoughts about why you think they put this match together, what you think about it in general, and then other than that, what is your favorite fight, or the fight that you're most looking forward to seeing on this card? It's a pretty tough question to answer, because there's a lot of people who we will be gathering some new data on, some people that we haven't seen in there at all, and then some people who we haven't seen in there very much. And so we'll be learning a lot about some maybe future stars of the sport, with a couple of veterans here and there. Okay, so let me know what you're most looking forward to. And if you're sick like me, sorry, being sick is boo-boo. We'll make it through.